You've done the rounds, haven't you? You've gone to this video, that video. You've probably even been to clinic offices and handed your blood work to a doctor, and you get that sinking feeling. Look, the doctor looks at the screen or the results and sighs and tells you that the results are just normal. They tell you it's just stress, or you need to get more sleep, or perhaps they offer you a prescription to mask the symptoms. But here you are, 2 years later, or 1 year later, 2026 times on, and you're still not getting better. You're waking up tired, wondering how you're going to get through the day. So you're not imagining it, and your body isn't broken. You're just trying to manage in a system that's not really designed to heal you. So the medical establishment, it's stuck in a reductionist trap. That's the problem. It treats the human body like a car when you simply swap out a broken bit. But obviously, you're not a car, are you? You're completely different. You're a self healing, beautiful body, biological organism. And when you treat fatigue as a condition to be suppressed, you miss reality that fatigue is actually, it's a brilliant protective response, isn't it? Your body is rationing energy because you don't have enough, and it perceives a threat. And to heal, we have to stop fighting our biology and start working with it. It's a completely different protocol, and that's what I'm going to discuss in this video. So step one, repairing the gut immune axis. The first pillar of the protocol is the gut. I always talk about that. And in naturopathy, we often say disease begins in the gut. But for fatigue sufferers, it's even more specific and more important. And it's the microbiome immune connection. So your gut is the control center for your immune system. I've said that in other videos too. And if your gut lining is compromised, and often referred to as leaky gut, intestinal hyperpermeability, your immune system is constantly detecting foreign proteins and organisms and mounting an expensive energy drain on your system because of that immune response. And it's like a drain on your battery, and that's why you're tired. So you think you're tired because you didn't sleep, but actually you're tired because your immune system is busy fighting a war in your digestive tract in your body. So to fix this, we don't just add probiotics. We focus on mucosal barrier and building it up from the ground up. Bone broths, L-glutamine, and specific herbal tannins to soothe and seal the lining like slippery elm bark. We remove the inflammatory triggers, of course, the processed seed oils and the industrial grains and the pesticides that they're going to act and irritate in the system, in your digestive system, and we stop the inflammation and you stop the energy drain. Step two, restoring metabolic flexibility. So we're going to tackle your metabolism. That's the diet and how your body uses the food. So a lot of people are the sugar burners, still relying on quick bursts of glucose to get through the day, and you're locked in that cycle of spikes and crashes, and it's up and down, and the blood sugar crashes, and that affects your adrenal pump and the cortisol that's pumping out. And this constant oscillates, and it's like hitting a gas pedal on a car and the brake at the same time. Go, stop, go, stop. It's exhausting, isn't it? HPA excess is in a state of clinical burnout. Now, the goal here is to metabolic flexibility and get it stable, stabilize that blood sugar. And keto, paleo, love it. Steady, slow stream of energy, and it's not constantly pushing your hormonal response from the adrenals. And we do that by prioritizing protein and healthy fats, grass-fed butter, avocados, olives, animal proteins at every meal, stabilizing the blood sugar, and trying to prevent that grazing habit, eating 2 or 3 nutrient-dense meals a day is the key, and that stabilizes the blood sugar over the night, and the mitochondria will stabilize too and produce the energy. Now, step 3, reducing the toxic burden. We live in a world that's fundamentally different from our one that our grandparents lived in. If you ask anybody who's in their 70s, 80s, what the world was like, completely different. Synthetic chemicals in the air, water, household products exploded these days. They're endocrine disruptors, and they mimic your natural hormones and confuse your signaling pathways. Now, when your liver is overwhelmed from all those toxins, trying to process those synthetic compounds, it compromises the ability to regulate blood sugar, balance hormones, and clear out metabolic waste. Now, in this protocol for 2026, we're going to focus heavily on these hidden toxins in the environment and detox them as well. Switch out cheap cleaning products for vinegar, soap. Ditch the plastic Tupperware for glass. Be mindful of indoor air quality as well. And we're also supporting the liver natural detoxification pathways using specific phytonutrients like sulforaphane or from the broccoli sprouts or milk thistle. And you aren't just detoxing for the sake of it, you're lightening the load for your body. It's really paramount to build more energy. And instead of housekeeping, your body's just trying to do it, it can actually use some for energy. Step 4, the HPA axis and nervous system regulation. We have to address the nervous system. It's really paramount to rebuild. If you've got chronic fatigue for a long time, your nervous system is likely stuck in that fight or flight response. Even when you're relaxing on the couch, for example, you're unconsciously scanning for threats. You're in a state of hypervigilance. Now, to heal, you must use adaptogenic herbs like ashwagandha, rhodiola, Siberian ginseng, holy basil, schisandra. There's beautiful herbs for the nervous system. But it goes beyond the herbs as well. We have to incorporate restorative movement, not that high intensity training that lots of people use these days to force themselves to be fit, but walking in nature, breath work, cold exposure and breathing and calming the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is that reset and digest switch. By stimulating your body to calm that vagus nerve, and it tells us it's safe to come out of survival mode. Step 5, harnessing the Earth's frequency and grounding in sunlight. The final, perhaps most overlooked pillar of this protocol is the most natural one, and it's reconnecting with the Earth and the sun. We've spent the last few years living through screens. After 2020, it's all online, boxes and under blue light LEDs and fluorescent lights. They wreak havoc on our circadian rhythm. Now, this internal displacement from the natural world has left our biological clocks smashed, and we're just spending more and more time on them, on those screens. Now, when I talk about daily sunshine, I'm not talking about just getting more vitamin D, although the D levels are important. Sunlight is a hormone signal. Morning sunlight hitting your eyes and skin within the first hour of waking is the primary reset button for your entire endocrine system. It kicks off the production of serotonin, which later in the day converts into melatonin for sleep. And that's going to give you a deeper restorative sleep. If you're stuck indoors under fluorescent lights all day or in front of screens, blue light, looking at your phone, you've got that hormonal jet lag because of that. Your cortisol is low when it should be high in the morning, and it spikes in the evening when you're trying to wind down. This is what the blue light's doing to us. And it's really going to exacerbate that burnout. Then there's grounding as well. We live in a world saturated with non-native electromagnetic fields. Our bodies are essentially electromagnetic systems. We've got our own energy and balance and magnetic fields. The Wi-Fi, the cell towers, the electrical devices, they're charging in our body, and that accumulates. Grounding or earthing is a simple act of putting your bare skin on the earth. Whether it's walking barefoot in the grass or in the backyard or standing in the sand at the beach, this practically allows the earth's abundant stores of free electrons to neutralize the positive charge build up in the body. And it sounds primitive, doesn't it? It might sound a bit woo-woo. In our high-tech 2026 world, it almost sounds ridiculous to suggest that walking bare feet on the grass could help your chronic fatigue or energy levels. Now, but nature, it's not primitive. It's really the foundation of what we come from, and it's tapping into that natural planet's natural frequency. Now, studies suggest, and anecdotal evidence suggests, that it can lower cortisol levels, quieten that systemic inflammation, and improve sleep quality in a way that no pharmaceutical pill could even do. Integrating it into your life is free, of course, and it requires no prescription. Hey, it's great. It requires only you to do it. And I want you to make it a non-negotiable part of your day. 15 minutes direct morning sunlight on your skin and 10 minutes of direct contact with the earth. It sounds too simple, doesn't it? But I really want you to commit and do this. Don't skip over it. We want complex, sometimes expensive magic pills, but These are simple things that if we do and we consistently do it can considerably help our health. Our health is actually quite simple, really, getting back to nature. And in a world that thrives on disconnection, we just need to remind ourselves. And when you start to align to the rhythms of the rising and setting sun, and when you ground your biological system back to the surface of the earth, you stop being that battery that's draining, and you start building up your cup of energy from low up to full cup. Now, you aren't just spending time outside either. You're engaging in a foundational act that's in our core. And this is how you reclaim your vitality from the ground up. Now, choosing your path, it's not unfixable. I have to say that again. Your body is amazing and it definitely can repair and heal. You've just been misled along the way that you need this prescription and this pill that you need to go on it forever. True health comes from respecting the hierarchy of your own body and that ingrained internal system inside us. Now, this protocol that I've talked about is not a quick fix. If you return to the natural laws that govern life, it's going to take time and it's going to compound and build up holistically. You know, this has been years or decades in the making for you to get to this point. It didn't just happen overnight. So reducing toxins, the right food choices, grounding, sleeping well, doing all these things will build you up. And I want you to continue learning and carry on with this video right here.